Tonight on CTV News.
As soon as it sort of becomes after dinner time, we start hunting.
On the hunt for drunk drivers, the covert police team catching an alarming number of impaired drivers this holiday season. Also tonight.
I'm very, very pleased to see the new bridge open today, albeit just one lane.
Traffic finally flowing over the Patettone Bridge replacement. One lane out of an eventual 4. Is it enough to keep a growing region moving? And
every family has their own tradition, and for us to be able to put on a show for everybody, I think that really makes us happy.
Labor of Love, a Vancouver family's tradition of lighting up the neighborhood, transcends generation.
This is CTV News with Nafisa Kareem.
Good evening. Thank you for joining us for this special Christmas Eve edition of CTV News at 6. If you're still shopping for someone, you might be considering a gift card. Yesterday, we brought you the story of a nonprofit that purchased a gift card for a family in need, but it turned out to be empty. CTV's Dimitra Maragos went looking for answers from both the retailer and the gift card company.
Alexis Root says she bought a prepaid Visa gift card from Shoppers Drug Mart in Pitt Meadows, and now is warning the public.
So I want people to know that when you go to buy a gift card, make sure that you're buying it from behind the till, not from on the floor.
The card was for a family in need through her charity, Recovery Kids Society. Root's warning comes after the family she gifted the card claimed there was nothing on it.
It's an awkward, embarrassing feeling.
He says they found out at the grocery store till and reported fraud immediately. Emails reviewed by CTV News from the card manufacturer indicate the $500 was spent on a website called spinbrands.com. In an email to the manufacturer from the family, the recipients denied any involvement with the site. The family was given a full refund. Blah, blah, the owner of Shoppers Drug Mart told CTV News via statement, "Our store teams are trained to recognize tampering and other fraudulent situations involving gift cards, doing their best to intercept suspicious transactions before purchase. That said, we understand that this is a frustrating experience for customers." Cybersecurity experts say issues with gift cards are common.
There's a problem with them. They're inherently insecure.
Blackhawk Network, the manufacturer of the gift cards, told CTV News the physical gift card was real, but fraud did occur, adding, following a full review, we determined that this incident was not a result of card tampering in store or on the gift card rack. Our investigation indicates that fraudulent activity occurred after the card was purchased post-sale. The cards have since been removed from the rack at the Shoppers Drug Mart where Root purchased hers from. It is not clear how the fraud occurred. Blackhawk would not comment on specific investigative details. After her experience, Root is now searching for more answers and better protection for consumers.
Every single gift card, if a retailer chooses to sell that gift card, it's kept behind the till.
Dimitra Maragos, CTV News, Vancouver.
Vancouver police say they have arrested a man accused of snatching a senior's purse. VPD says yesterday around 9 a.m., officers responded to reports that a man tried to steal the purse off a 68-year-old woman. It happened on Fraser Street near East 45th Avenue. 51-year-old Chris Fife was arrested and charged with 1 count of robbery. Health Canada has seized more than 24 unauthorized health products from a downtown Vancouver gym. Officials say the items found at Rise Fitness on Smythe Street included injectable hormones, often used for bodybuilding, anti-aging, performance, or weight loss. They were also sold online through a now removed website. Health Canada warns taking unauthorized drugs poses serious health risks. One person is dead after a suspected hit and run in White Rock yesterday afternoon. Mounties say they arrived at Cliff Avenue near Finley Street to find a bystander giving CPR to the victim. Unfortunately, it wasn't enough to save their life. Investigators believe the pedestrian had been struck by a vehicle that has since been located and seized. The driver remains at large and no further details have been shared about the victim. Throughout the Christmas season, police will be out looking for impaired drivers. And in Abbotsford, officers aren't just doing counterattack road checks. Covert teams are routinely hunting for drunk drivers and finding them in alarming numbers. Here's CTV's Michelle Bernoro with an inside look at the work officers are doing.
Constable Rob Dick scopes out a parking lot. His mission, to get drunk drivers off the road.
We're at a liquor store, and this is what we've got about, I think, 5 liquor stores covered right now.
But drivers might not notice the officers driving unmarked vehicles, part of a covert traffic enforcement team with Abbotsford Police.
As soon as it sort of becomes after dinner time, we start hunting the liquor stores, the drinking establishments, the restaurants, and checking cars, pulling them over and checking for sobriety. Take a deep breath.
Under the law, police can stop any driver to check licensing and also demand a roadside breath sample, even if there's no suspicion the driver is impaired. The vehicle ahead pulled over after leaving a liquor store.
The driver eventually provided breath samples, resulting in a fail, meaning the driver is going to get a 90-day driving suspension, and the vehicle gets impounded for 30 days.
Police say the driver will spend thousands getting his vehicle back.
Abbotsford Police say they've taken more than 1,165 impaired drivers off the street this year alone, compared to 875 last year. And they say they're not just finding people drinking and driving at night.
A good 50% of the impaireds that we're finding are first thing in the morning.
What we're seeing are people drinking all throughout the night. They're running out of alcohol. They're going to the liquor store when it opens in the morning. Typically that's around 9 o'clock. So they're hungover, they're intoxicated, they're getting in their behind their wheel.
Police say those getting caught come from all walks of life.
Whether they're professional Class 1 drivers to normal Class 5 drivers to parents en route to pick up their children after school.
She provided a breath sample and she was impaired, and it ended up having her child in the car that had been blowing into the ignition interlock so the car could keep running.
Police say enforcement alone won't end impaired driving.
It's going to be the liquor establishments tightening up some of the rules there, ensuring their patrons aren't overserved. It's going to be the friends and family that are at those parties that see person X drinking too much and go, hey, how are you getting home?
Okay, copy. Coming by Alpine.
But for those who continue to get behind the wheel impaired, police are out there ready to get them off the road. Michelle Bernero, CTV News, Abbotsford.
And holiday drivers are still being urged to be cautious with snowfall warnings issued for many of BC's major highways. The Coquihalla from Hope all the way to Kamloops could see 10 to 15 centimeters of snow over the course of today. Meantime, the Sea to Sky Highway could see upwards of 25 centimeters of snow. Drivers are being advised to take it slow and check Drive BC for updates on road conditions. The Stalo Awesome Bridge has officially opened to a single lane of traffic today. CTV's Martin McMahon has more on what that means for the region, with ongoing concerns about how the Pateillo Bridge replacement was handled.
A soggy start to life for the Stalo Awesome Bridge, opening to a single lane of traffic on a particularly Pacific Northwest day.
I'm very, very pleased to see the new bridge open today, albeit just one lane, but it gives me confidence that the rest will be open very, very soon. It will provide a lot more safe transportation traveling between Surrey and New Westminster.
And while this is a region in need of a crossing like this Pateillo replacement bridge, questions remain about whether building one with just 4 lanes was the right call.
We need to ensure that we're building for the future to accommodate this growing need here in Surrey and throughout the region. So I would have liked to have seen more lanes on the new bridge, but the good news is that people will be able to travel quicker because the bridge is safer.
Then there's the issue of how long it took to build, given the original plan was for a 2023 opening.
2 years is unacceptable. The construction industry is a resilient industry. I come from a construction background. I was delivering projects in that same COVID era. There's systemic problems within both the Ministry of Transportation and the Infrastructure Ministry with how they deliver projects and how they're managed. And a lot of it is just bureaucracy. A lot of it is regulations.
Cost overruns during construction were also a problem to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars.
Every month that a project like this is delayed is millions and millions and millions of dollars to the bottom line of the project. That's not accounting for business loss for individual business owners on either side of the bridge as well.
The 90-year-old Pateillo Bridge is still open to traffic in both directions, with the province hoping the new bridge will be fully open by February. Martin McMahon, CTV News, Vancouver.
The race to replace former BC Conservative leader John Rustad will kick off in the new year, but one potential frontrunner says he won't be running after all. Aaron Gunn, the Conservative MP for North Island Powell River, says he will remain in federal politics. Today's announcement comes just 2 weeks after Gunn shared on social media that he was seriously considering a bid to become BC's next Conservative leader. Gunn says he doesn't want to risk upending the balance of power in Ottawa, as the Carney Liberals are just 1 seat shy of a majority. Well, hibernation is meant to be a restful time for bears, but for one BC cub, it turned into a fight for survival. Rescuers with Northern Lights Wildlife Society rushed to an area near Dawson Creek over the weekend after learning a cub was in dire need. It's believed that cub had been hibernating in a slash pile that was set on fire, burning her fur, face, and feet. A cub is now being cared for in Smithers, and volunteers say she is a Christmas miracle and is expected to make a full recovery. It is snowing on Grouse Mountain, which I believe might be the only place, the North Shore Mountains, that end up having a white Christmas. But the only person who can answer that for us is Miss Caroline Frolick.
Yes, Nafisa, you are correct. Get a good look at that picture because we're not going to see a lot of snow here in the Lower Mainland. Let's begin with looking at the current temperatures, right around average for this time of year, between 4 and 5 degrees, so pretty mild-ish, really, in the grand scheme of things. Overnight, any sort of showers you see out there now will be clearing, and we're going to wake up to Santa's gifts to a cloudy day. Some areas may see some breaks, but it's going to be a cloudy day, but then the rain comes in to the evening. So hope you're asking Santa for an umbrella.
CTV Weather brought to you by Expedia Cruises. Plan, book, and safeguard your journeys. Explore the possibilities at expediacruises.ca.
So, Nafisa, no white Christmas in Vancouver. It's a rainy one. But again, it's going to start the day pretty dry, but then the rain will come because it's Vancouver.
It is Vancouver. Thank you, Caroline. Well, it takes months of work to put together, but a Vancouver family's holiday tradition is now on display for everyone to see. And as CTV's Brianne Foley shows us, the viral social media sensation is all about bringing the community together at Christmas.
It's Christmas. Everybody needs something to enjoy.
A social media sensation.
My sister-in-law actually sent me a clip from Instagram. So this is viral. This is amazing.
I saw a video on Instagram and I searched for the location and then I found it in the comment section and I was like, we have to see this. She loves lights and stuff.
Started as a family tradition.
I learned from my dad. My dad is working. He decorates for Cupid light when I was younger. Then I have to follow him. And now he passed away for a long time. I have to take care for his job.
The house at Ross and 45th in Vancouver spreads Christmas joy with a light and music show every night at 6 and 8.
Last year we did 1 hour shows. Now we're just cutting it down to 30-minute shows. Each day it would be a different show.
The colored light show started 6 years ago and used to take a full year to install. Now it's down to a couple of months, but to spread holiday cheer, it's worth every hour.
Every family has their own tradition, and for us to be able to put on a show for everybody, I think that really makes us happy to see everyone gather around together, even if they don't know each other, and just watch the shows together.
He brought me here. He surprised me today, and I was so excited seeing this. This is crazy.
Oh, it's absolutely amazing that this is something he's done since he was little with his dad, and now he's doing it here for everybody else. This is incredible. Come on down. It's a community event.
The 50,000 Lights dance to 50 songs, up until January 7th.
Okay, Merry Christmas, everybody. Everybody can come and enjoy the show with us.
Brianne Foley, CTV News, Vancouver.
What a wonderful tradition. Well, a ski resort in the interior has a special rate for anyone dressed as Santa, and even a Christmas villain was able to get in on the deal. Team at Silver Star Mountain Resort in Vernon and take part in the holiday deal. Silver Star was offering a $10 Santa ski ticket today for the first 100 Santas in line. The event concluded with a Santa ski parade down the mountain. Fun. Well, it's a tradition 70 years in the making. NORAD, which has been monitoring the skies for threats since the Cold War, is tracking Santa's journey around the world tonight. More than 1,000 volunteers at North American Aerospace Defense Command will be staffing the phones, updating kids on Santa's flight. Now, you can also track Santa on NORAD's website. This tradition began 70 years ago when a young child accidentally dialed the predecessor of NORAD, which was called the Continental Air Defense Command.
And the colonel who answered the phone heard a child asking him, "Where's Santa Claus?" And the colonel realized, well, we track everything over North America, and so we absolutely can see where Santa Claus is.
Last year, volunteers fielded more than 380,000 calls. And throughout tonight's broadcast, we will be checking in on Santa's journey and updating you on his progress as he gets closer to Vancouver. Coming up, to say it's been an eventful year is an understatement. From a new prime minister to a trade war with the United States and that Canada Post strike that seemed to last forever. How did it affect British Columbians, and how are we feeling heading into the new year? We'll break down the numbers. But first, let's take a look at the NORAD Santa Tracker to see where Santa's sleigh is right now. And great news, he's officially entered Canadian aerospace. We will catch in with him, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to this special Christmas Eve edition of CTV News at 6. It has been another year of change, from labor stoppages to trade tensions with the United States. So how has that affected your bottom line, and how do you feel heading into 2026? We're joined now by Mario Canseco with Research Co. Thank you so much for spending time with us on Christmas Eve. I know it is a busy time of year for you.
My pleasure. Great to be here with you.
You have done some polling on how the previous year has gone and what people are expecting in 2026. So let's start with where people are thinking whether 2025 was good or bad for them and for BC.
Well, what we find is a situation that is kind of a little bit of a mixed bag, because we do have about a third of people who aren't particularly happy with the way the year unfolded, with more people saying that things were good for BC. 56% telling us it was either good or very good year for the province, 39% telling us it was a bad or very bad year. Most people sort of parking their answer in good. You know, it wasn't fantastic, but it's not something that I'm complaining about just yet.
Rose-colored spectacles, perhaps?
In a way, I think that is part of it, because when we compare this to findings in the past, especially if you go back to the COVID-19 pandemic, at this time people were saying this was a terrible year and the next was going to be worse. Similar situation when we had the global financial crisis in 2008, when people were very scared about what was coming, and so all those layoffs happening in the States. So in spite of everything that happened, the changes in government, the federal election, whatever Trump tweeted, and also whatever happened as far as inflation, just what we have is people essentially saying BC had a good year.
And a trade war as well, and that is haunting what comes for next year. So how are people expecting things to shape up for 2026?
Well, I'd say there's a little bit of optimism in the air. We have 50% who say it'll be about the same, but roughly similar proportions, 25% saying it's going to be better for BC, 21% saying it's going to be worse. This is completely understandable. It's not as if you have a situation in front of us that is going to propel everybody to say it's going to be a significantly better year. So it's normal to see this kind of mixed response.
Well, the World Cup is coming. It's going to be magical.
If you can get tickets.
So let's turn inward now. This is a time people spend with their families. Was this a good year for British Columbians when they talk about what happened with their families?
This is where it gets a little bit more interesting, because we do see a larger proportion of British Columbians who say it was a good year for them and their family, reaching 73% on this particular indicator. Only 22% who say it was a bad year for their family. So more confidence in the way the situation unfolded in 2025 when it comes to those close to us. You know, you might be thinking about the province as a whole, or you personally, the numbers are more likely to be better when it comes to your family.
And what about the outlook for 2026? Are people optimistic or not really?
There's a good expectation that things are going to be better. 32% telling us that they expect the year to be better for them and their family. Only 10% who say it's going to be worse. A 3-to-1 margin when it comes to the extremes. Normally you have people saying, I don't foresee a lot of changes, so it's not unusual to have that 52% who say it's going to be about the same, but the 3-to-1 margin certainly makes sense. You know, people more optimistic about 2026.
Okay, one step closer to ourselves. How are we feeling about our personal feelings?
This is where we get the biggest numbers. You know, we started with BC sort of okay, the family doing better. Now we're at 70% who say the year was very good or good for me personally. Only 27% who say it was bad or very bad. Only 5% who say it was very bad. So, you know, 1 out of 20 people who say this wasn't a year that I would like to repeat.
I would call myself in the good category because the Whitecaps did excellent this year. And I went to Iceland, so I'm calling that a win. But what about next year for people?
Well, there's also an expectation that the situation is going to be better. 39% who say this year is going to be better for me personally. 47% say about the same. 11% say worse. I'd say part of what we have here is the generation that is more likely to be less optimistic is Generation X. If you're aged 35 to 54, you're more likely to be thinking maybe this isn't going to be great. You're thinking about your parents. You're thinking about your children. Young people and those over the age of 55 more likely to say, I have no worries right now.
This is the grunge generation and the generation of Nirvana, so I think that pessimism is baked into the pop culture of Gen X.
It's all those Soundgarden records that we listen to. I think that is the thing that I blame.
That's what's happening. Let's end with the big one now. What are people wishing for in 2026?
This was a very fun question to ask because we gave people 4 choices. What is your top wish for 2026? 39% told us more money. 35% told us more health. 21% said more time with family and friends. 6% said more travel. Now, the generational differences on this one are staggering.
Of course.
If you're 18 to 34, you're significantly more likely to say, give me the money. If you're 55 and over, you're more likely to say, I want my health. The big change here is travel. When I asked this question a few years ago, it's usually around 15 or 16% who say, I want to travel. But because of all the complexities, how expensive it's become, how difficult it is, all of the situations that you have to go through when you're doing your check-in. And let's not forget who is the commander-in-chief in the United States right now. That is making a lot of people say, yeah, travel is the least of my concerns.
I think what I would do is I would wish for more money so I could travel somewhere with my friends and family so I could spend all of those boxes and tick them off at once. But what are you wishing for in 2026?
I'd say health for everybody. It's an important one, not only for us personally, but for the entire province.
Okay, so for all of you at home, we wish you whatever your heart desires in 2026. Mario, thank you so much for joining us. And before we go to break, let's see where Santa is right now. Oh, he's literally flying out there. He made quick work of Newfoundland and headed south, and it looks like he was flying over San Juan, Puerto Rico. You're watching a special Christmas Eve edition of CTV News at 6. We'll be right back. Canada's grocery industry is about to get a new set of ground rules. A long-debated code of conduct will take effect on January 1st, with the goal of making the food supply chain more fair and transparent. CTV's Scott Hurst explains what that means, how it'll work, and how it might impact your grocery shopping.
Shoppers are making last-minute trips to the grocery store to get all the holiday fixings.
Stuff to make pancakes for breakfast tomorrow. Some baby spinach.
Is that for the big feast?
That's for the big feast. That's the only thing I forgot.
But high prices leading to an expensive bill at the checkout continue to cut away some holiday cheer.
Usually prices is going up.
Through 2025, Canadians have been dealing with food inflation that remains stubbornly high, keeping affordability as a top concern for much of the year.
Everything is going a little bit up, and then you realize the next month is more expensive and more expensive.
But beginning on January 1st, something new for the food industry, a grocery code of conduct.
The code of conduct is very simply a framework or a set of guidelines on the relationship between grocers and their suppliers.
Top grocers have all agreed to sign on. It's expected to promote a more fair and transparent supply chain, clear standards for a better commercial relationship between the supplier and seller. According to experts, it could lead to more choice and potentially level the playing field for some smaller stores and suppliers.
The big thing you might see is a little more variation of supply.
So it begs the question, will it have an impact on prices?
The transparency is good, the dispute settlement mechanism is good, but don't expect decreased food prices because of the grocery code of conduct.
Expect food to take a bigger bite of your budget next year. In fact, the latest food price report produced by several Canadian universities is projecting the average family of four to pay close to $1,000 more. with food inflation likely staying elevated between 4 to 6%. Scott Hurst, CTV News, Toronto.
Former EU Commissioner Thierry Breton is one of 5 Europeans now banned from the U.S. over his efforts to curb online hate. The White House says the visa bans are meant to target what it calls digital censorship. Breton helped push forward the EU's Digital Services Act, aimed at combating hateful speech and online harm. The law has recently taken aim at U.S. tech companies and social media platforms. The 4 others facing visa bans include Imran Ahmed of the Center for Countering Digital Hate, 2 leaders of the German group Hate Aid, and the head of the Global Disinformation Index. The legal team for Sean Diddy Combs is trying to get him out of jail. Combs' lawyers are urging a U.S. federal appeals court to order his immediate release. The 56-year-old is serving a 4-year sentence on prostitution-related charges. His lawyers say Combs was treated harshly during his sentencing, claiming the judge was influenced by evidence from charges Diddy was acquitted of. After the break, Caroline's got the full forecast, plus we've got a sweet treat.
The big production starts usually the second week of November.
He's almost as busy as the big guy in the red suit. We'll introduce you to a local baker putting a new spin on an Italian classic Christmas treat. Plus, here's a guy who loves sweet treats, so you know he's being fueled by cookies right now. Santa just wrapped up in Venezuela, and now he's headed for the Amazon rainforest in Brazil. Stay with us. It's a holiday tradition in Italian households, eating a boxed loaf called panettone. But a local award-winning baker is changing how the centuries-old bread is made. He's one of a handful of artisanal panettone bakers in this country. CTV's Isabella Zavarisi spent some time at his bakery, where he makes hundreds of the sweet breads daily.
Busy hands work the glistening dough at Antise Bakery in downtown Vancouver. As the year winds down, owner Emidio Isernia is clocking in 70-hour weeks, all in service of these dome-shaped loaves.
The big production starts usually the second week of November, when we do usually 200, sometimes 300 panettone a day.
The Italian brioche-like bread is a staple during the holidays. But this one is far from the industrial kind you may find at the grocery store. Isernia makes artisanal panettone with flavors like limoncello, pistachio, and classico.
My dream was just to come out with something really new and authentic.
The entire process takes 3 days.
Everything is important.
Even the yeast has a story.
It comes from Italy, and then my mentor gave it to me, and when he was in Italy, he was 50 years old. So he's now 62.
It's a big part of Isernia's success. In September, he competed in the Panettone World Cup, winning Best Classico Panettone in Canada.
Because of that, I'm going to be in Milan 2026 to compete to the World Final.
Back at the bakery, Isernia grabs the oven mitts, wheels out the glorious bread, and flips it to maintain its shape.
We get something like this, and then we can finally store on our boxes.
The award-winning baker took an unlikely path. After moving from Naples, Italy to Vancouver, he couldn't find the beloved bread, so he decided to venture out on his own.
Try something that you really love, and then something that not a lot of people are seeing around. Probably it's worth to try to push as much as you can, because most likely that things can be successful.
Antise is proof of that, as locals embrace Isernia's fluffy, flavorful panettone. Isabella Zavarisi, CTV News, Vancouver.
I love that there's a Panettone World Cup. Well, the Queen of Christmas has broken yet another record. Mariah Carey's All I Want for Christmas has topped the Hot 100 chart for 21 weeks straight. The holiday anthem was originally released back in 1994 and has now surpassed Lil Nas X's Old Town Road to claim the record title. Well, many Canadians will be hoping for a Christmas miracle with a massive total of $126 million up for grabs in the next Lotto Max draw. Last night's $80 million jackpot went unclaimed again, meaning the grand prize is up for grabs. There will also be 46 Max Million prizes worth $1 million each waiting to be won. The total, $126 million, is approaching the record of $140 million in prizes. That was set back in 2021. The next draw takes place on Boxing Day. I have a feeling people are going to get lottery tickets in their stockings tomorrow.
You know, that's what I'm giving out. Yes, and I'll take, one for you, one for me.
All right, fingers crossed.
Yes, yes, yes. Will we all come into work if we win, Nafisa? That's the big question. All right. Another big question. What is the weather going to be like on Christmas Day? Well, here is a look. Yes, it is going to be cloudy to start the day, and then the rain will come in slowly. Yes, come right around dinner time, or wherever you eat dinner, around 5 o'clock, late mid-afternoon to late evening, and then the showers will remain. Meanwhile, for tomorrow in Port Hardy, sunny skies and 4 degrees. Kamloops River Comox, bit of a mixed bag, but mainly cloudy with some showers and a high of 6 degrees. In Tofino, high of 7 degrees under cloudy skies. Port Alberni, some showers there and 2 degrees. Nanaimo, Gulf Islands, Victoria, periods of rain, highs between 5 and 6 degrees. On the Sunshine Coast, not going to see a whole lot of sunshine. Powell River and Sechelt, some rain there. Whistler, very snowy tonight, turning into flurries tomorrow, high of -1. Squamish, a mix of sun and cloud and some showers and 3 degrees. As for the lower mainland, it's going to be a cloudy start to the day, and then the rain, as you saw on the satellite radar, will come a little later on. So the big question is, I just want to see this. I just like the, it's just amusing to me. Nafisa, this is for us. Yes, the 0% chance of a white Christmas, but my goodness, the graphics are beautiful.
It's a big old zero.
Big old zero. So we've got a 7-day forecast. There it is. Very wet Christmas, and then a mix of sun and cloud and some rain throughout the rest of the week. But New Year's Eve, bring your umbrella. It's going to be rainy.
All right, we all have umbrellas.
We all have them. Well, if you don't, you better ask Santa for one. You're going to need it.
Thanks, Caroline. Well, coming up after the break, we have a little chaos from Kevin.
He's a kid. I mean, what can a kid do to us? Kids are stupid.
Well, this kid isn't stupid. Caroline and I are talking holiday movies, and you can take a wild guess what my favorite is. It's got hijinks and hilarity. But first, let's take a look at how Santa's doing on his around-the-world journey. According to the NORAD Santa Tracker, he's somewhere over Peru. We'll be right back.
I must stop this Christmas from coming. But how?
No, we don't want to stop this Christmas from coming because we've got movies to watch. Do you spend every year singing loud for all to hear? Or maybe you rewatch all the Harry Potter movies for an extra magical Christmas. Every family has their favorites. Welcome back to this special Christmas Eve edition of CTV News. Caroline, you and I are here tonight, but tomorrow I have big plans. We're both off. I'm going to be curled up on my couch with my dog. We're going to watch some of our favorite Christmas movies. How about you?
I'm going to be doing the same thing, but with my cat.
Okay, so what is on your list?
Oh, so many, but number one, National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. It is silly, it is ridiculous, it is quotable, and it's been a staple in my life since the 80s, really. I mean, is Rusty still in the Navy? We're going to have the happiest Christmas. I can't say the rest because I want to stay employed. It's just so quotable. It's so ridiculous. It's Chevy Chase at his finest, and it's brilliant, and I have to watch it every single year.
Belly laughs for sure.
Guttural laughs.
Mine is also a comedy, my all-time favorite, Home Alone. Merry Mayhem. Kevin McAllister's war on the wet bandits makes me laugh every single time. I also really like the side plot of Catherine O'Hara trying to get back to Chicago with the assistance of the late, great John Candy and his polka band coming to her rescue. For me, it is the perfect blend of hilarious and heartwarming Christmas viewing.
Ah, yes, Catherine O'Hara. Kevin!
Yeah, exactly. It's so quotable. Now, there are some Christmas movies that aren't Christmas movies, and I know we have a couple of them, so what's on that list for you?
The Sound of Music.
The Hills Are Alive.
The Hills Are Alive. They're not unwrapping presents, but Nafisa, when do you watch The Sound of Music?
Yeah, it's a Christmas. My mom's favorite, actually.
Right? Christmas time. And I first watched it when I was 5, and the youngest Von Trapp child was 5. Gretel says, I'm 5. And I was like, oh, I'm also 5. So this is another one I've watched every year for many, many years. But again, not a Christmas movie, but you watch it at Christmas. Therefore, it is my pick as a Christmas movie.
Girls in white dresses with blue satin sashes.
These are a few of my favorite.
Absolutely. This one for me isn't a Christmas movie at all, but it could be. It has elves and snow and a guy with a long beard and a twinkle in his eye. Yes, it's the Lord of the Rings trilogy. These are my favorite movies. I rewatch them every Christmas. You know that week between New Year's and Christmas? It sort of seems epically long and you're kind of full of cheese and gravy.
So
yeah, it's perfect for when it's miserable out and you're curled up on the couch with your dog in a food coma. So yeah, I love watching the Lord of the Rings when I can. The extended editions because I'm an extra nerdy nerd. But listen, however you celebrate, whatever movies you watch, thank you for celebrating with us on this Christmas Eve. Before we head to break, though, let's check in with NORAD's Santa Tracker to see where the big guy is right now. And it looks like Santa's making a lot of progress. Right now, he is headed for Ecuador. And we've got some more Christmas goodies for you coming up, like Langford's Leg Lamp House. 11 months out of the year, it's like any other, but come December, this iconic movie prop is displayed prominently. We've got an unexpected story full of hope coming up on the Sawatsky Sign-Off. As we look back at some of our favorite stories of the year, this one stands out. A dog that was missing for 9 days beat the odds. For more than a week, he was spotted all around Vancouver International Airport, somehow evading his rescuers and the area's many dangers. CTV's St. John Alexander now on the pup's second rescue in his life.
Tommy is at times spooked, but he's a smart pup. And when the 8-month-old landed in Vancouver after a long flight from South Korea, he somehow broke free and took off.
That's good.
Enter Parker and Julia from Pet Searchers Canada, the crack team behind Operation Find Tommy.
He's a Corgi Jindo mix, and yeah, he's about 20 pounds, so he's a tiny boy.
The dangers can't be understated. People, planes, cars, and coyotes. Remember, he's a puppy, so his picture was posted everywhere. Everyone on the lookout.
He had a little harness on, a little scarf he was lost with, and so he was adorable.
The hours grew longer, days passed, and he was being spotted at UPS, by airport officials, fuel engineers, but Tommy would always run.
Yeah, he was being seen, but every time he would be seen, he would move areas, so that's what made it tricky.
Bit by bit, pet searchers seemed to figure out his favorite spots, set up more trail cameras, and traps with freshly cooked chicken. Now here's Tommy taking the bait, but he wasn't about to be caught.
He came by, actually went halfway in my trap, backed out, and then he left and disappeared.
So he was smart.
Yeah, he was smart.
More traps, more sightings, more chicken, but no puppy. And it's now been more than a week.
For 9 days, we're still hopeful, but are getting more and more concerned.
That's when the team changed the menu. Hot dogs would be served too. That night, ever so cautiously, Tommy was back and feasted.
Hi, Tommy.
He was cold and shaking.
Hi, buddy.
But they finally found Tommy right across the street from the airport runway.
You're safe, buddy.
The puppy was taken indoors where he couldn't get away, and the moment they opened the cage, he curled up with Julia and Parker.
We just want him happy and safe, and yeah, and he's such a sweet boy that we're really happy with the outcome.
We bet he is too, now living the life, probably eating more hot dogs in Whistler. St. John Alexander, CTV News, Vancouver.
Handsome fella. Well, fans of Seinfeld will know Festivus is behind us, but one Ottawa councillor is still getting attention for how he marked the December 23rd tradition.
Happy Festivus, everybody! Welcome to the Festivus pool.
In this video, Councillor Tim Tierney turns leftover speed camera poles into Festivus poles. Now, it's a nod to the holiday made popular by Seinfeld. It's a made-up holiday where aluminum poles replace Christmas trees. Earlier this year, Ontario scrapped its speed camera program, leaving plenty of those poles behind. And in the spirit of Festivus, Tierney invited his followers to air their grievances in the comments. Some lucky grocery shoppers were treated to an amazing act of holiday kindness, all thanks to a computer malfunction.
Unfortunately, the computers are not coming back up right now. So today, everything that you have, we are going to bag you up, and we hope every one of you have a very Merry Christmas.
When a grocery store in Texas experienced a shutdown of their checkouts, it brought the busy store to a standstill. And that's when the store chose to put the customer first, bagging up everyone's items free of charge. A special Christmas gift for many struggling during the holidays. It's time for Homeward Bound, our weekly segment where we introduce you to some furry friends from local rescues that are looking for their forever home. And here are some pets from the BC SPCA. We'll start it off with Charlie. He's a gentle giant with a heart of gold. The 4-year-old pit bull terrier and mastiff mix will happily join you in on outdoor adventures, but also loves quiet moments cuddling at home. Now, he can be a bit anxious and will need a patient, supportive family to help him adjust to a new environment. Charlie is available for adoption at the BC SPCA in West Vancouver.
Rosemary is a sweet soul ready to find her forever home. The 3-year-old has been gaining confidence with her foster and is looking for a patient owner who can take the time to make her feel comfortable. Rosemary loves other cats, though, and would like a home with some other feline companions. Oh, I want Rosemary. She is available for adoption at the BC SPCA in Maple Ridge.
And Dusty is a chatty gentleman who loves to talk to his people. The 1.5-year-old Grey Tabby has a sweet personality and will gladly soak up all the affection he can get. If you're looking for a soft-hearted companion who just wants love and security, Dusty might be your perfect match.
And for more information on these cats and that one dog or any, you can head to adopt.spca.bc.ca. A display of seasonal cinema inspired Adam to stop and find our final story of the night. It's about a couple that received unexpected gifts after placing an iconic movie prop in their window. On tonight's Encore Sawatsky sign-off.
Before it became a love-filled home, the neighbors dubbed this the leg lamp house.
It's a lot of pressure. Because people get mad if we don't put it up quick enough.
This prop from the festive film A Christmas Story.
But we both love the movie so much, so we hope there's kindred spirits out there.
Like Kathy and Mike, who became fast friends before falling in love.
We're just kids at heart, really, ourselves.
We want to have kids right away, right?
Yeah.
Start a family and have a big one.
And it seemed like they were on track for all that, until they weren't.
It just wasn't happening. We went through fertility treatments and still no go.
6 Christmases passed, and countless days were spent decorating their baby's room in their heads.
And it's just kind of heartbreaking when you can't use that room.
After exhausting every option, they applied to adopt and hung an empty frame.
Hoping one day it would be filled with a baby picture.
And when 2 years after that, their one day came...
best Christmas.
Baby Sarah filled the frame that year after Kathy and Mike worked 24 hours straight to create a room for her.
Building change tables and building cribs and all that night, yeah. So she wouldn't have to sleep in a drawer.
That was 10 fun-filled years ago.
I could imagine having a better family.
And 2 years after their best Christmas ever, adopting Sam into the family turned it into the bestest of the best. And then, just when their feelings of gratitude couldn't get any bigger...
Kathy gave me the pregnancy test for my birthday, both times.
For both Peter and Emma.
These two surprised us. So, it's been great.
It's been a perfect reminder of how life can unexpectedly unwrap itself.
The bad might be louder some years, but if you look, you'll find the good parts and, remember them. Keep the hope alive.
And if one year you see a broken leg lamp up, it won't have faced the same fate as in the film. it was probably just a casualty of a family filled with kids at heart.
The Sawatsky sign-off was brought to you by 1-800-GOT-JUNK. They make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
A special Christmas for them indeed.
Aw.
Seen a snapshot tonight.
Yes, no festive cheer, just beautiful, serene. Yes.
It's like a painting.
It's like a painting. Thank you, Bernadette, for sending this in. If you want your photo featured, email us at cnextsnapshot@ctv.ca.
Craig will be back for CTV News at 11:30. From all of us here at CTV Vancouver, we wish you a Merry Christmas, and however you're spending the holidays, thank you for sharing part of your evening with us. Good night.